Good morning. We'll do that again. Good morning. Good morning. It is a good morning, and it's so good to see you all here. And I know we have more people will be trickling in as our morning goes on, because we have a wonderful celebration today, and it is a delight to see you. And hello, all of you at home. It is wonderful to see you too. I'm sorry you could not join us in person, but we are so grateful for the technology and our AV team for allowing you to join us here virtually. So today is our special service of thanksgiving, giving thanks. And I do need to start by saying, in no uncertain terms, that our celebration of Thanksgiving that we share today is not about holding up any mythical meal between newly arrived pilgrims and the indigenous people of the land. We acknowledge that most of our ancestors were not native here, and that there was great harm to an entire nation of people due to the presence of many of our European settling ancestors, and we are their descendants. I also want to say that in this time of celebration today and Thanksgiving, that I'm very much aware of the things in the world that are bringing much grief. In Kenosha, Wisconsin, a few days ago, we saw a jury return a verdict of not guilty on all counts, acquitting a young white man of the murders of 2 pro-Black Lives Matter protesters participating in the uprising that occurred after the police shooting of Jacob Blake. I don't know about you, but for me, it's impacted my week and in my heart. We know that in Brunswick, Georgia, right now, the defense has just finished its arguments about why 3 white vigilantes were justified in murdering Ahmaud Arbery as he was out for an afternoon jog in his own neighborhood. So we wait that trial's verdict as well. And the list goes on, it seems, and it's easy to feel that somehow we shouldn't be taking time to celebrate and be in gratitude when we do have a society right now with so much pain and suffering. But the nations of many people and across many faiths, including the indigenous people of the land, recognize that pausing to offer gratitude, even in these tough times, to offer gratitude for all of creation itself, to offer gratitude for our environment and care for the environment, and truly to offer gratitude for our human-to-human connections, that these, in fact, is a way in itself to proclaim justice. It's an act of justice making as it's an act of healing among person to person. So I invite us all to be in that spirit of gratitude today and to really take this opportunity to get to know thy neighbor and to love thy neighbors that are here with you today. So let's give thanks. And we're going to start with our giving thanks for our wonderful choir singers, and Kathy Middleman, led by Kathy Middleman. Would you guys rise? And I invite you all to rise in body or spirit as you are able. Our opening hymn is going to be We Gather Together. It's hymn number 349.
Good morning. Thank you. Reverend Deborah warmed you up. And welcome to Emerson Unitarian Universalist Congregation. My name is Sarah Drew, and I'm lucky enough to be a ministerial intern this school year here at Emerson. As Unitarian Universalists, we embrace a wide variety of theological ideas and practices, and we honor the inherent worth and dignity of all. You are welcome here. Each Sunday, we light a candle of acknowledgement and remembrance for the Cherokee and Muskogee nations of people who lived on this land before us.
You keep going. I'm going to find it.
May this candle humbly remind us of our interconnection and the impact of our collective actions. May there be healing in all nations of people. Also, each Sunday, we light our chalice. Its light is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism and a reminder of our commitment to be a beacon of love and hope to all who enter, whether that be in person or virtually. Today's chalice lighting words are a Native American proverb. Give thanks for unknown blessings already on their way. May this light be a reminder of those blessings.
So we're going to take a special time of remembrance now. So far in 2021, at least 45 transgender or gender nonconforming people have been murdered, the majority of which were Black and Latina transgender women. This has been one of the deadliest years for transgender and non-binary people. The barrage of anti-trans legislation that has been levied against the trans and non-binary community, along with a culture of hate, is harming our children directly responsible for these senseless killings, harming our children and is directly responsible for these senseless killings. In addition to murder, many transgender people lost their lives this past year to suicide, and those who have survived often experience unprecedented hardships. As Unitarian Universalists, we share the collective responsibility to build a world that affirms the inherent worth and dignity of all, including all genders and all identities. So we're going to take a moment to remember those who've lost their lives by honoring them with a moment of silence. I'm going to invite Sarah to light our candles, and I'm going to invite you into a moment of silence, perhaps bowing your head if that feels appropriate for you, or having soft eyes. And whether you personally know someone in the LGBTQ community, or it is just a community that you hold in your heart, I'm going to ask you now to settle that presence in your heart. Find the place inside of you where your values and faith live that call you to not just honor, but actively affirm the inherent worth and dignity of each person. And in whatever way feels appropriate for you, sending prayers of love, kindness, and holding to all of our transgender and non-binary brothers, sisters, friends. May we be held in the peace of this loving, and may we create a world where everyone knows they are welcome. Amen. And I hope that today is a day that we all commit to putting our values in action. So I'm going to ask you that as you go through today, as you go through the next week, that you don't let this just be a single moment, but that you reflect on how can you in your lives be more welcoming and affirming of those around you who may hold a different identity than you, especially our non-binary and non-cisgender identities. Thank you. And now,
in the spirit of the beloved community and connection, let's greet and welcome each other to worship as we share our congregational affirmation. We need not think alike to love alike. I invite you to move around and introduce yourself to someone who you don't know. Online folks, please use the chat to introduce yourself.
Once there was a great chef. She was famous throughout the land. Students came from far and wide to learn from her, and after attending her expert culinary course, many of her students cooked nearly as well as she did. They were sought after by gourmet restaurants all over the world. Once a month, the chef threw fancy dinner parties. And for these parties, she instructed her students to make the most extravagant and complex dishes. Everyone wanted to be invited to these dinners.
Oh, grate those truffles more finely.
Yes, Chef.
Saute for exactly 4 minutes and 27 seconds.
Yes, Chef.
Oh, 3 candied violets in every single dessert dish.
Right away, Chef.
The chef demanded perfection of her students. Nothing less than perfection was acceptable for her guests.
How intriguing. Good morning. You all are getting really good at that. My name is Lane LaFay, and I serve as a member of our Emerson Pastoral Care Team. We are available with listening ears and caring hearts to support you during challenging times. Each Sunday, we pause to share personal joys, sorrows, and concerns of our Emerson community. If you want to contact the pastoral care team or share a joy, sorrow, or concern at a Sunday service, please email pastoralcare@emersonuu.org. When you are with us in person, we also invite you to write your joy, sorrow, concern before the service in this yellow notebook on our pastoral care table inside the main entry doors. Thank you. Sarah Drew will light our candles today. We light our vigil bowl. Its light represents the light of hope for the peaceful resolutions of all conflicts on our planet. Today, we have no listed joys, sorrows, or concerns, and I imagine that they're probably orbiting in your head and your heart, just like your gift lists and that menu items in your shopping list. We get it. It's busy. But just wanted to let you know we're with you. And so, We know there may be joys and sorrows and concerns that are just too tender to share. Please feel free to say out loud or to type in the chat the name of someone you are holding in your heart today.
Let's see.
Now let us send our heartfelt, caring intentions to all those whose names have been spoken, to all beings everywhere, by offering the Buddhist prayer of loving kindness. Please repeat the words after me. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May they be free from harm and suffering. May they be well in body, heart, and mind. May they be at peace. Baraka. Blessed be.
The chef traveled far and wide, seeking inspiration for new dishes. Everywhere she went, the chef stayed at the finest hotels and ate at the finest restaurants. The best cooks would create dishes that were unique to the region for the chef to sample. However, on one trip, something unexpected happened. Due to a miscommunication with her travel agent, the chef found herself not in the city she intended, but in a small town with a similar name, and discovered that the last train for the day was the one she'd just gotten off.
Excuse me. Can you direct me to the nearest hotel? I have a little bit of a ticket problem.
Oh, we just had the one in and it's closed.
Pardon-moi?
I'm sorry, are you from out of town?
I am.
We don't get a lot of visitors in New York. I can't blame them, though. We named it after the mayor's cat.
Well, that's just not acceptable that there's no hotel in town. The children.
Oh, I understand. Let's see. No hotel. No, I can't sleep there. Too wet. Can't sleep there.
There's no place I can stay for the night?
I have an idea.
Yes.
You could stay at our house.
Please do. We have all kinds of fun.
We can have you for dinner. Yeah.
Always makes the best meal when we have company. You gotta stay.
Yeah, I promise we won't eat you. It's not that kind of small town, okay?
Sometimes she even shaves her beard for the occasion.
Very well. I don't seem to have an alternative.
Oh,
Let me
settled.
get my bag. Let's go, children. Thank you so much for your hospitality.
Here at Emerson, our vision is to be a radically inclusive, open-minded, beloved community that is a vibrant source of peace, hope, and healing in the world. We know we cannot live this vision alone, and so each month we partner with another organization and encourage our members and friends to support the work they do, both financially and with action. Today's Share the Basket is for Marty Indian School in Marty, South Dakota. Marty, South Dakota, and Marty Indian School are all too familiar with the disasters and everyday emergencies. Its remote location requires Marty School to be prepared and self-reliant. Building community emergency response teams and teen CERT teams on the Hanktawan Reservation prepares the members of the tribe to respond to disasters and takes the trainees out of the victim role and into an empowering rescuer role. This fall, 18 staff members at Marty Indian School completed the FEMA-certified CERT program. They are also currently training the first teen CERT team, which exposes the students to career opportunities in first responder jobs, such as the fire department, police, medical responders, and emergency management. The material needs for CERT at Marty Indian School include basic life support first aid kits, uniforms, radios for communication, fire extinguishers, PPE, ID, and making and a scanning machine, disaster response kits, and emergency rations. Our support will make a difference. As our donation baskets go around, please feel free to take a card which describes the ways to give and enjoy a lollipop just for fun. All donations, unless otherwise specified, are shared equally with Emerson and our partner organization.
Bread out, casserole in?
Will do.
Make a salad.
Oh, I love cucumbers. I like cucumbers.
Oh, okay. But only if you help me with these carrots, because you know how I always grate my knuckles.
I know.
So, is there anything that I can do to help?
You can set the table.
That's awesome. That sounds great. Thank you. That looks awesome.
Can you just in time? Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? There you go. Okay. So the first part of saying grace is mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Okay.
Gotta make sure everybody can hear.
Aw, my adorable children. Okay. Now let's all join hands to have food upon the table.
Is a blessing.
The sunset and the possibility of another day.
Is a blessing.
The love of family, the warmth of friendship, and the grace of the Spirit.
Is a blessing.
During the meal, everyone laughed and talked. The chef could not believe how delicious the food was. She didn't want the meal to end. But of course, it did end, and the children went to bed. The chef praised her hostess's cooking and asked for the recipes. The mother was honored by the request and gave the recipes cheerfully.
Grateful for each hand we hold, gathered round this table. From far and near we travel home, blessed that we are able. Grateful for this sheltered place, with light in every window. Say welcome, welcome, share this feast. Come in away from sorrow. Father, mother, daughter, son, neighbor, friend, and friendless, all together, everyone, in the gift of loving kindness. Grateful for what's understood and all that is forgiven. We try so hard to be good, to lead a life worth living. Father, mother, daughter, son, neighbor, friend, and friendless, all together, everyone. Let grateful days be endless. Grateful for each hand we hold, gathered round this table.
The chef returned to her home and immediately gave the recipes to her students to recreate, planning to serve them at her next dinner. The students followed the recipes and presented the chef with salad, the bread, and the casserole. The chef sampled each recipe, The food was fine, but it was not the exquisite experience she remembered. She sent them back to do the whole meal over again. Again, the students presented their dishes to the chef. And were found wanting. They were told to start from scratch and do the whole meal over again. Again and again, they recooked all the dishes. But the chef was not satisfied. Finally, she decided this group of students was simply not capable enough, and she redid the entire meal herself. Even with all her culinary skill, the chef was not able to recreate the meal she remembered. She concluded that the recipes must be inaccurate. So she sent to the village for the mother to come and teach her exactly how to cook these dishes.
She's here.
Oh, finally! I'm trying to reach her. Okay, get her in here. Finally.
I was surprised at your invitation. This is so different from my kitchen. Entirely different.
It's totally different than the kitchen. Totally different. So, I've done this over and over. My students have tried. I'm just baffled, and I just think that when I wrote down those instructions, the recipes, there must have been some mistake that I made. Or perhaps you gave me the wrong information.
I make a lot of mistakes. Is that what you mean?
Oh, no, I didn't mean that.
Okay. Well, don't worry. Let's get to it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
let's see. First, the bread, just like mine.
Yes, yes, yes.
And the salad, just like mine. And did you make the casserole? Okay, let's try the casserole. Close.
Too much pepper.
Yeah, a bit, yes. So, let me ask you.
No, this is all not right. That night at your house, it was the best meal I've ever eaten.
Wow.
It was indulgent and lovely. The dishes that I've cooked from your recipes are good. They're good, but just not quite magnifique.
All right. Well, the instructions I gave you were perfect. So let me ask you, have you prepared these meals together?
No. Everyone does their part.
Trusting, sharing in the work with loved ones? No?
I like my students, but loved ones, no.
Well, do you eat them together?
No.
You-
No.
I guess you don't share stories over the meal either? Jokes, maybe? No?
No.
Wow. Well, I think I can see what's missing here, and it's not something you fix by adding pepper.
It was then that the chef realized that sharing a meal together was about more than just eating good food. It was about working together, sharing experiences, and being thankful for the food that nourishes you, not because it's fancy or the best, but because being together and enjoying a meal with your family and friends nourishes you all in deeper ways. And she began to host new dining experiences for her friends and her students, including salad and s'mores night, nacho night, cookie exchanges, and potlucks, where they could sit together, give thanks, share about their lives, and enjoy the very best meals. Now, please join us in our closing hymn, which is number, help me out, 4 something? Where's the closing hymn? 407 in the gray hymnal? Maybe? We hope?
Let's see what that is.
Yes. All right, 407 in the gray hymnal.
Somebody who's willing to put on a costume, take evenings to come in to rehearse, write a story. It takes a special kind of magic, and I want to appreciate those that did this. Please give a warm applause to our story troupe. Beth Klein, Patricia Johnson, where's Mo? Jeffrey Jacoby, Mr. and Mrs. Noel Garwick. And this year our story was written and adapted and directed by Jillian Scow. You know, truly we have so many things to be grateful for, and since we have just a few extra minutes before we set our welcome table, we missed a very important part of our service. What happened there? We have some very important guests. So you know, one of the great things about community is forgiveness. Can we all agree on that? All right. So thank you for the forgiveness here. Yes, we have a very important guest to introduce. So please, Wynn Scow, would you come forward? And Millie Fuller. Wynn is our chair of our membership committee. And Millie, where's Millie in the house? Millie is our ministry associate of our fellowship and membership. So we're going to find Millie. She might be. Could somebody, Nick is off to find, okay, we've got people finding Millie. All right, Wynn, it's yours.
So we have some new members, 6 new members that we'd like to welcome. So we'd like, and you all have their names and some lovely descriptions about them in your program. So we'd like Valerie, John, Sophie, and Jonathan Davis to come forward. And Carol Shearer to come forward. And Marcia and Dale Watts. So these are our new members that just joined last week, and we are so excited to welcome them into our community. So we have a new members covenant that we'd like to recite in unison. Good. And then the congregational response. It's on the back of this part of your program.
Peggy, could you bring a couple more forward so we make sure everybody has one?
Can everybody see one? Yeah? Okay, good. So I'll say this along with the new members. We enter this faith with hope and possibility in our hearts, pledging to participate in and support the ministries of this congregation. We covenant to remain true to the spirit of love that flows through us and guides us. We seek your welcome as we join you in this faith. We are all connected. And now will the congregation join me in the congregational response? We welcome you as once we were welcomed. We seek to be open and inclusive, respecting your inherent dignity, your ideas, and your vision. We seek to be supportive, not only when you reach out to us in courage, but also when you need us to reach out to you. In return, we ask that you recognize our humanity. We will not always live up to our ideals, and when we fall short, we invite you to stay in relationship with us and help us more fully bring alive the spirit of love. We welcome you as an equal member of this congregation, of this faith, and of our shared spiritual journey. Yay.
And I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but if anybody has anything they would like to say, I do have a mic. Did anybody prepare their acceptance speech? No. Well, we welcome you. We welcome you. Yay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Wynn. It takes a village, and sometimes it takes a village to remind us what we're supposed to be doing. Sarah, can I have a time check? Great, we have just a couple extra minutes, so I did want to just, we haven't had a chance to be all together, so many folks together, so I did want to just, we're not going to be able to, we're going to sit around our table, those of you that are going to join us for our meal, and that will be wonderful. And normally, I don't know about you, but in my Thanksgiving table, we all hold hands and go around and say something we're grateful for. And we're not going to really have a chance to do that around our dinner tables, but I just thought I'd give an open mic to anybody that would like to speak a gratitude out loud since we had the time. So don't be shy. Maybe can we have a little gratitude speaking music? I am so grateful for Bruce King. Bruce, what are you grateful for? He's grateful for the piano, which separates him and I. Would somebody like to stand and speak a gratitude? This mic is on? Yeah, oh, was it not on? Oh, so you want me to repeat all that? I'm asking you to stand or otherwise indicate that you'd like to share a gratitude. Yes, I'm going to come back to Susan. I'll hold the mic so we're not passing it around.
I'm Susan, and I'm hugely grateful for our wonderful Emerson choir.
I'm AJ, and I'm grateful to find this congregation.
Welcome, AJ. Is this your first time? Second time. Welcome. There's lots of gratitude.
I'm grateful for the children who are our future. I'm grateful for you.
Oh, I wasn't looking for that, but thanks.
I'm grateful for this church.
Paisley, did you?
My mom, my dad, my sisters, and friends.
Kids are always so good at this, aren't they? Anybody else? Not to put pressure on kids. Joe, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful to have Emerson in my and Susan's life.
Beth, are you standing?
I am standing. I am so grateful for the volunteer teaching staff that we have and the Family Ministry Committee, unwavering during this time. And they are all volunteers, and every Sunday.
You're having a hard time here. Can we up the volume? Maybe it's because of our masks.
It could be. Mine's kind of a makeshift mask at this point.
Beth is grateful for all our teaching volunteers.
All of our teaching volunteers and our leadership volunteers in family ministry.
You want to walk that way and I'll walk this way? Here's Danielle.
I'm grateful for Bruce.
All right. Two votes for Bruce, okay. Only one for Deborah, 2 for Bruce. No, nobody's.
I'm thankful for my school and my friends.
School and friends. Awesome. Aurora's got more thanks in her heart.
My family and friends.
I'm Richard, and I'm always grateful for the enthusiasm and optimism of our young people, and especially grandchildren. Anybody have grandchildren?
Ooh. Oh, good. That's a good way to get them to raise their hand. Any other shared gratitude? Oh, Ray did raise.
I'm grateful for my wife and friends.
I'm grateful for this community. I'm grateful for the new members who have, a lot of you have taken the adult RE classes that we've offered here towards membership or just towards learning more about our community. We have 3 different classes that exist, and I'm really grateful for the support of not only Deborah, but the entire membership committee for the Meet the Minister class, the Principles and Purposes class, and then the Welcome to Membership class. All of them are welcome to anybody, whether you join or not, but we are grateful for everybody. Especially I'm grateful.
Thank you.
I'm grateful for my listening circle, as well as Emerson and you.
Thank you. I don't know if you could hear listening circle, Patricia said. And also me, so I think we're 3-2, but no.
I am grateful for the AV team.
Woo! Go for it, Ed.
I'm grateful for this Emerson community of folks that are become my family, and your support for Kathy, my family, and I over the last couple of years, and all the different sorrows that we've gone through. We couldn't have done it without you. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
I'm grateful for Deborah and also Emerson.
I'm grateful for the Buddhist sitting group.
I'm grateful to our daughter, whose wife brought 3 children into the marriage, and so we despaired of ever having grandchildren, and now in the flash of an I do, we've got 3.
Wonderful. I see anybody else? We have one.
I'm grateful for Millie and how welcome she made me feel all those many years ago when I was a new member, and how she continues to honor us with Thanksgiving dinners and other social affairs.
Thank you, Millie. Thank you, Millie. All right. We got another one from Aurora.
I'm grateful for what I'm grateful for.
All right. Oh, well, thank you. Any other ones up here? Jeffrey.
I'm grateful for for Beth and Ed and Abby and all the people, like you've already mentioned, Deborah, the people that come up here from some from really far away for all the rehearsals and all the things, all the planning we do for these stories and all these things. There's a lot of extra effort that goes into that, and I really appreciate the people that do all the prep for that stuff.
Thank you. And I'm sincerely grateful for each and every one of you for welcoming me into this community and going on this journey we have been on for the last 20 months together since COVID and the journey before that. I mean, to really stick together and continue to show up and to continue to say yes to community is a powerful thing. So, and we get to eat. And I did notice that, when we offered food, more people came, so note it.